Namaste Vidya, myself JVN Neha Saini from Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Today I am going to tell you about the anatomy of blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries are the vessels that transport the blood away from the heart, and veins return blood back to the heart. Capillaries are the microscopic blood vessels that allow exchanges between blood and the tissues. So, with the help of this diagram, we can understand how the blood passes through the capillaries. So, first, there is an artery, it carries away the blood from the heart, and then it is transferred to the capillary. Capillary lies inside the organ. So, this is the organ where capillary is found. Here, exchange of nutrients and gases occurs. CO2 is transferred from organ to the venous end of the capillary, and oxygen from the arterial end of the capillary is transferred to the organ. Then the carbon dioxide and the waste products which are at the venous end of the capillary, they are transferred to the vein, and vein then bring blood back to the heart. So in this way there is circulation of the blood through the organs. Arteries divides to form arterioles. Arterioles further divides to form capillaries. Capillaries are the microscopic structure which are found in the organ itself. Then capillaries at the venous end forms the venules. Then venules collect to form the larger veins. So what is the total length of the blood vessel in our body? It is approximately 1 lakh kilometers. Then the blood flow through the tissues. From the heart, the blood flows into the aorta, then into the arteries, then in the arterioles, then capillaries, venules, veins. Veins collect the venous blood and transfer it into the larger vein, that is superior and the inferior vena cava, which bring the blood back to the heart. So the blood vessels and the cardiovascular system contains the arteries, capillaries and the veins. Arteries bring blood from the heart. These are strong and elastic, conduct blood to the capillaries. They have sphincters. Capillaries exchange the blood with the cells. Veins return the blood to the heart, and they possess valves. So this is the diagram to show you how arteries divide to form capillaries, and capillaries again reunite to form the vein. So there are two types of circulation: systemic circulation, which delivers the blood to all the body cells and carries away the waste. Pulmonary circulation, it eliminates the carbon dioxide and oxygenates the blood through lung pathway. So this is the pulmonary circulation, starts from the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the blood reaches to the pulmonary trunk. This is the pulmonary trunk. So this pulmonary trunk divides into right and left pulmonary arteries to enter into the right and left lung. Then from here, they again divide to form arterioles and forms pulmonary capillaries. In the capillaries, diffusion occurs. CO2 is exchanged out and oxygen is transferred again to the capillary. Then it is transferred, this blood is transferred after diffusion to the venules and then to the veins, and these veins collect to form the pulmonary veins, which are the larger veins, and these pulmonary veins open into left atrium of the heart. So this is the circulatory system. Systemic circulation carries the oxygenated blood away from the heart to the body and returns deoxygenated blood back to the heart. So the blood vessels in our body presents closed circulatory system, since our blood travels into the blood vessels. So in the human beings there is closed circulatory system formed. Now the general structure of the blood vessel. The arteries and veins are composed of three tunics, that is tunica interna, the innermost layer, and the middle layer is tunica media, and the outermost is tunica externa. Capillaries are composed of only endothelium. So these are the anatomical features of blood vessels: tunica interna also known as tunica intima. It is made up of endothelial layer that lines the lumen of all the vessels. So this is the endothelial layer, the innermost layer. In vessels, these are larger than 1 millimeter. A subendothelial connective tissue basement membrane is present. So this endothelial cells is supported by this subendothelial connective tissue layer. Then tunica media, the smooth muscle and elastic fiber layer regulated by a sympathetic nervous system. It is made up of smooth muscle layer and they control the vasoconstriction and dilatation of the vessels. Now an external layer, that is the tunica externa. It is also known as tunica adventitia. The collagen fibers that protect and reinforce the vessels. The larger vessels contain vasa vasorum. So in the tunica externa we find vasa vasorum, which are the smaller vessels, and they nourish the external layer of the vessel, that is the adventitia of the vessel. So this is the general structure of the artery and the vein. Both contains the three layers, tunica interna, media and adventitia, that is external. A capillary contains only one, that is the endothelium. This is the structure of an artery. Tunica intima, endothelium that lines the lumen of all vessels. Then tunica media made up of smooth muscle fiber, and tunica adventitia made up of collagen fiber. Now type of arteries. We have elastic artery. It is thick walled artery found near the heart, aorta and its major branches. They have large lumen which allow low resistance conduction of the blood. They contain lots of elastin in all three tunics. Walls stretch and recoil to propel the blood. They withstand and regulate large blood pressure fluctuations. So this is the elastic artery structure, tunica intima, media and adventitia. Here the tunica media contains large number of elastic fibers. So this is the histological image of the elastic artery, that is aorta. Here we find the zigzag lines more in number because these are the elastic fibers. It contains a huge number of elastic fibers. Then second type of the artery is muscular artery or distributing arteries. These are also known as medium size arteries, and the tunica media over here is more containing the smooth muscle and less elastin, major area of the vasoconstriction and dilatation to regulate the blood flow. Then the third type is the arteriole. The diameter is 0.3 mm or less. These are the smallest arteries, lead to capillary beds. They are found close to the capillary single layer of muscle spiraling around the endothelial lining. They regulate the blood flow to the capillary. It contains all the three layers, tunica intima, media, adventitia. The media in this layer, in this arteriole, is very less. It is very thin, contains 1 to 2 layer of smooth muscle cell. So this is again the structure of blood vessel. Now the venous system contains the venules. These are formed when capillary beds unite. So at the venous end of the capillary, these are the minute vessels which are known as venule. There are two types of venules, post capillary venule and muscular venule. Post capillary venules are the smallest venule and they form when several capillary unite. Their wall is also porous, which act as site for WBC migration. From here WBC can emerge out. Then muscular venules. They have 1 to 2 layer of smooth muscle and here no exchange of fluid occurs. Veins are formed when venules converge. They composed of 3 tunics. From within outwards, tunica intima, media and externa, consisting of collagen fibers and elastic networks. They are also known as capacitance vessels, that is the blood reservoir that contain 65% of blood supply. In vein, we also find these walls. These are formed by the reduplication of endothelium. So this is the image showing the cutaneous veins in our body. So this is the structure of the vein containing all the 3 layers. venous walls. These are the enfoldings of the endothelial layer. Walls present for unidirectional blood flow. So they prevent the backflow of the blood. Venous flow occurs by muscle contraction, valve assistance, and large diameter of the veins. So this is the structure of the vein containing the valve, which is formed by the reduplication of the endothelium. It is only found in the veins. Now venous sinuses. These are the specialized flattened veins with extremely thin walls. Example, coronary sinus of the heart and dural sinuses of the brain. They are valveless, irregularly shaped venous channel lined by endothelial cells. So this is the example to showing you the venous sinuses. These are found in the dura mater as dural venous sinus. Example, superior sagittal sinus, straight sinus. These all are the venous channels. Now this is the table to showing you the comparison between artery and the vein. So in arteries, the direction of blood flow is from the heart, that is away from the heart, and in the veins they bring the blood back to the heart. Oxygen concentration is more in arteries than the veins. Pressure is also high in arteries. Anatomically, the outer wall, the elastic and muscle layers are thicker than the outer wall, and in case of veins, outer walls are thicker. So location of the arteries are deeply situated and veins are superficially situated close to the skin. Valves are absent in arteries and present in veins. So this is the diagram showing you the differences between artery and the vein. Again, in the vein, lumen is larger than the artery, and the wall is thicker in arteries in comparison to the vein. This is the same. The wall is artery, in case of artery the wall is thick, and in case of vein the wall is thin. Now the capillaries. These are the microscopic vessels that connect the arterioles and the venules. Their diameter is from 9 to 12 microns, and they are found near every cell in the body, but more extensive in highly active tissues like muscle, liver and kidneys, as well as brain. The wall consists of single layer of simple squamous epithelial cells that allow the exchange of gases. There is precapillary sphincter which regulates the blood flow. The function is exchange of nutrients and waste between the blood and the tissue fluid. So here we can see the capillary beds. When arterioles divide to form capillary, the blood from the arterioles to the capillary is guarded by the precapillary sphincters. These are nothing but the smooth muscle fibers which regulate the blood flow from arterioles to the capillary. Then the next is anastomosis. It is the union of two or more arteries supplying the same body region. Blockage of any one pathway has no effect. They provide alternate route of the blood flow through an anastomosis, which is known as collateral circulation. Types of anastomosis. We have arterial anastomosis, which is the communication between the artery and the vein, artery and their branches. Example, in the hand we have superficial palmar arch. It is formed by the union of radial artery and the ulnar artery. Radial artery is on the lateral side and ulnar artery is on the medial side. They both unite to form this arch. Similarly, there is venous anastomosis, which is the communication between the vein and its tributaries, found on dorsum of the hand, known as dorsal venous arch. Here there is communication between the two veins. Then arteriovenous anastomosis. It is the communication between the artery and the vein. It is found in skin of nose, lips and external ear. Then there are end arteries which do not anastomosis with their neighbors. Example is central artery of retina. In case of such arteries, if they get blocked, then the area or the tissue supplied by them become dead. Now the applied. One is blood pressure. Blood pressure is defined as the lateral pressure exerted by the blood flow in the walls of the arteries. Second is arteriosclerosis. It is the thickening, hardening and loss of elasticity of the wall of the arteries. Then aneurysm. It is an excessive localized swelling of the wall of an artery. Then varicose veins. So these are the varicosity of the veins. This is the abnormal tortuosity of the veins. Now the questions related to this topic which are important for your exams. First question, structure of elastic artery. So in this you have to write about the structure of the elastic artery, its location and diagram. Then the second is write differences between artery and the vein. So this you have to recollect from your previous slides in which we have delineated all the differences between the artery and the vein. Also draw diagram in this. Now this is for your exercise. You have to draw this diagram in your files, well labeled diagram which is showing the differences between artery and the vein. So this completes our topic, the blood vessels. Thank you.